For 364 days of the year, this is a traditional British pub. For the one that's left, it transforms itself to take on the world. It becomes the centre for the annual International Festival of Worm Charming, the very headquarters, and even changes its name to suit. It's an age-old practice, worm charming, though nowadays it's been given all the trappings of modern-day life. You can even buy the badge, the cap, the T-shirt. If you haven't time to read up on it yourself, here's a bit of history about the competition at least.
OK, well, this started 17 years ago. I think as a bit of a joke, really. I think one Sunday afternoon, people were a bit bored. What should we do? And someone came up with the idea of, well, let's try and charm some worms out the ground. There is some mythology about this, which suggests that, in fact, this is a resurrection of the ancient art of worm nurdling, of which not a lot is known. But it's a great day.
The idea is to coax the worms out of the soil using spells, potions, elixirs. Many competitors opt for water, since, according to experts, worms come out of the soil when it rains. Others specialise in music, but basically any method is accepted, as long as it isn't harmful.
Thank you very much.
The British love of animals extends even to worms.
And it's part of the secret strategy to get the worms out of the soil. I'm hoping that no one else here will have a didgeridoo.
Well, this is a didgeridoo. It's an Australian prophylactic, and the worms love it. Because they rise to the top. Well, that's the idea anyway. I don't know if they will. It's too warm today. We need a bit of moisture, I think.
We've got a potion that we put on the worms, and we put it through a watering can so it makes the effect of rain, so the worms come up and we collect them, and the person with the most worms wins.
This is England, Britain at its eccentric best. It's an awful lot of fun, and it means nothing at all.
Pre-contest nerves often need calming, with the odd drink, mind you, as charmers, catchers and counters prepare for battle. Many, when interviewed, err on the side of caution when it comes to predicting the extent of their catch.
2.
2 and you'll be happy.
Well, 1.5 will do. If we only get 2, we'll have to divide them into 4s, and then we'll become 8 and so forth.
Worms are wriggling, worms are wriggling.
The contest starts with the traditional worming song.
Chom, 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 chom. Pour on water, pour on water.
Then there's a march past of competitors, followed by plot allocation. Everyone gets their own square of grass and the worms therein. A final toast to the worm, enjoyed it seems, more by the organisers than anyone else. Then, to the tunes of the tuba, and with precious potions in hand, it's into the field. Oh, and one last thing. Teams have to drink their potions themselves before subjecting them to the worms. A quick check that everything's in order. Yes, it's taken very seriously, this worm charming lark, and the competition begins.
2, 3, begin!
Got so much beer. No, it's a beetle. That's no good, is it? No.
Can you see any?
Sometimes you just can't help getting a little involved yourself. Go on, hit the soil, tear up the grass, charm those worms, flatten the edges. Oh yes, oh almost.
Tight little buggers, aren't they?
And as the going gets tough and contestants get frustrated when imitating rainfall doesn't quite go according to plan, things just seem to get madder and muddier. So, how's it going?
Oh, very well, very well. So well, in fact, we haven't got any. But we're always late comers, as they say. So don't you worry.
While some worm counters are into their hundreds, for others it's not quite so good. How many did you say?
3.5. 3.5 worms. Yeah. We've got a tough patch.
Before they know it, the whistle goes, patches are deserted and the great count commences. But even when it's time to present the medals and the coveted trophy, it's tension right up to the end.
It's the Churchill Charmers! Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it's not. It's the Reservoir Dogs! Get them, boys!
The reigning champions win again with a record 110 worms. It seems all their training paid off.
We've been training for a couple of months, I'd say.
And what does training involve?
Back garden, trying to get worms up and things.
So you've dug up the back garden?
Yes, ruined it. My dad was quite mad.
All All that you need to do now then, boys, is reseed Mum and Dad's back lawn.